Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back, and we are doing a best of 3 Bloomburrow draft. We have 2 rares to look at here. Got a Mythic, Hugs, Grizzly Guardian. Wow, at least a 4-mana 5/5 trample, and it also lets you exile the top X cards of your library, and until the end of your next turn, play those cards. Wow, and play additional lands. Well, I think we're taking that one, but otherwise we have this sweet Lizard Assassin. This card's amazing too. Landfall card, yeah. Especially with Offspring. I like that a lot. I think we'll still just slam this amazing Mythic, though. And I feel like I haven't gotten to play the Raccoon deck. This is actually a Badger, not even a Raccoon, but it's in Raccoon colors. This Harbinger is great for the Bat deck. Playful Shove is certainly playable. Gossip's Talent for the Rat deck. Yeah, maybe we'll get the Bruiser back. We'll see. See if we can put this together. All right, well, I've got a Lizard here and a bunch of off-color stuff. We have Druid of the Spade, which would not be good for this deck. Charger. I mean, I guess we could take the Charger. It's not right for this archetype, but Hugs kind of forces you to play these colors if you want to make it work. Because otherwise we're taking like a blue card and maybe splashing red just seems really challenging. We could also, you can take the strongest card and possibly ditch the Hugs plan. That's going to be tough too. Harbinger's probably the best card. I think I'll just take the Charger because you can never really have enough 2-drops, and this doubles as a 4-drop. But like I said, this is really not the right deck for it. All right. Well, Harnesser is a good card, despite also not being a Raccoon. Otherwise, we could take the Duo, which maybe makes more sense. Well, this is an uncommon, though. Yeah, and this works with all non-creature spells. That is nice. This just allows you to do the expend plan, but the food token thing is more of a squirrel deck thing, but that's okay. Expend is more Raccoon oriented, so that would still work. But Harnesser might just be better. It is a 1/4, but buys time to get Hugs online, and casting non-creature spells, you're not going to be able to get more otters, probably. Well, I mean, they're in red, but I think casting non-creature spells to get more is probably still pretty good. We'll find out. So another stocking the pantry, which doesn't seem right. Could do the Pond Prophet. It's a frog-based card. Otherwise, there's Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Just, I guess, kind of cool with Hugs if you wanted to get more, play more cards off the top, or I guess decent with Offspring. Carrot Cake's really strong card. Seedglade Mentor is very good for the mouse deck. Maybe just take the Prophet. It's going to be a double green card in here, but technically a 2-drop, I suppose. All right, here's an actual card for our archetype. So we can take Hoarder's Overflow, put stash counters on it, and eventually you can like replace your hand. Kindlespark Duo is very good, but it's another card that wants us to play non-creature spells. I think we'll just take the Overflow. It's an uncommon. It's a pretty good one. It does, I mean, we have 0 Raccoons currently, but it's okay. We'll hopefully figure that out. All right, so I could take another Harnesser. Getting a lot of cards that let you play free cards, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, otherwise we could take the Duo. It is a good card, but I'm going to take the Harnesser because I think this effect is slightly stronger than pinging. Just getting free spells helps flood mitigate. All right, to get the Bruiser back. So finally can take a pretty decent Raccoon here. It's a good beater. And we have decent early defense. So High Stride is a trick. And we're not going to be able to forage that often. So I think I'll take the High Stride, which has synergy with Harnesser and is a decent trick in general. So for 1 mana, certainly playable when we have no other removal. Okay, so we could take the Playful Shove. There's times where it's not bad, or we could take a second Bruiser, which is also not bad. I think I'm going to take the Shove. Killing X1s is actually pretty nice, especially since we don't have any more removal, and it still has synergy with the Harnessers, so draws a card, lets you play the card off the top. Could potentially get a lot of cards going here. We're kind of more geared for like a Otter build currently, but that's all right. I'm just going to cut the green card. I have no intention of playing it. It does work with food tokens, I guess, but I kind of don't want to play it. We'll see. We'll see. Might of the Meek, though, yeah, it's fine. Playable. Once again, works with the Harnessers, I guess, for 1 mana. 1 mana cantrips. All right, well, I like seeing the last 2 cards being on color. It's just they're not amazing cards for us, but Conduct Electricity certainly is playable. And then last pick, yeah, last pick, Otter, totally playable card for us. And then we just go ahead and open an amazing, strong, rare card here. So that's an easy pick for us. Otherwise, we've got Oak Hollow Village, which is amazing. Tree Guard Duo, which is a great card. Maybe we'll get this duo back and feel good about that. But obviously we take Fecund Green Shell, or Fecund Green Shell. Yeah, it's got reach too. Amazing card, especially when you can play extra lands per turn. Wow, that is real nice. So Challenger, it's got haste and prowess. It's a decent cheap creature. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any other real cards we need here. We could take the duo, another chance to get duo. And it makes a food. And it's a raccoon. But I think Challenger's probably just better. We have actual cards that can target it. And it's got prowess. It's got haste. I think it's just better. It's the weirdest raccoon deck I've ever seen. All right, well, Cash Grab is cool and all, but we'll probably just take Agate Assault. We're at 9 creatures currently, and Agate Assault is certainly some playable removal. It's not like we have any raccoon synergies currently anyway, so Agate Assault seems just fine there. Oh, here we go. Sweet. Got just an amazing pick here. 3 mana 4/4 reach. And we can blow up artifacts or enchantments if we give them a card, but that's obviously totally going to be worth it at times. Getting a 3 mana 4/4 reach is also just amazing. We're a pretty color intensive deck, but that's okay. Rallier is certainly fine. We could take out the trash, some cheap removal because we're at 10 creatures. I'd be fine with doing take out the trash, especially since we're in raccoons. Giving haste is good, and it's a raccoon, but like I said, well, I mean, we need more raccoons, but I think the removal's still probably better. There's a lot of strong, cheap enabler creatures you need to be able to deal with. So we could take the Pathmaker, or we could take the Brawl and get another removal. So Pathmaker does have pretty cool synergy with the Harnessers because it's an Otter. Lets you just play a lot of cards off the top of your library, but I'm going to take another cheap removal spell here and feel pretty good about it. Wow, Wildfire Howl is actually a pretty sweet card against certain decks. It's cool. You have to give him a card, but it can kill an X3. I feel like it kills a lot of our stuff, but it doesn't kill Challenger, which is actually kind of sweet. I'm going to take it. All right, another playful shove. There's Spark Shooter, which is pretty good. We got the Duo Wield, which is kind of incredible. This card is just really good. Especially if you stick it on a Trampler. I'm going to do Duo. It's great for Expend 4 too. But it's just very good. I'm going to take it over Shove. I think it's a great card. Oh, wow. Getting Village back is amazing. This card is so good. It does not even take up a slot in the deck. I'm going to take it over Duo, which would also be great for the deck, and Might of the Meek, which would certainly be playable, but easy enough to cut. All right, we can take the Brew. I mean, it's fine. It works with Challenger. I doubt we're going to end up playing it, but take a look. This was a really good back. Open green shell, get past all sorts of good stuff. Village on the wheel. We got the Scrap Shooter. Just got all these amazing rares. I'll just take the Harvester. We don't need it, but I'm not going to cut black or white spells. Not sure we're going to need the Pawn Prophet anymore, but that's okay. Take another Conduct Electricity. We're not competing for Boros cards. All right. Well, doubt we're going to play 3 Conduct Electricity, but that's okay. So, on color stuff, we have Spark Shooter, High Stride, Peerless Recycling. Getting stuff back is pretty good. Getting 2 permanents back, getting like a Hugs back if it dies at Fick and Green Shell. All right, I think that's worth it. Look how many uncommons are in here. This is ridiculous. 5 uncommon packs. Yeah. All right, I'll take Recycling. Maybe get Spark Shooter back. I think Spark Shooter's actually pretty sweet too, but I don't know how much we're beating down yet. We'll figure that out. What does this crazy thing do? Wow. That's amazing. Not for us, but for somebody. Maybe just take a second Duo. Kind of wish we had more cheap creatures, but that's okay. Otherwise, it could take Head of the Homestead, but I think Duo is going to be better. This is more of the mouse deck. I mean, it's a fine card too. Can give double strike and stuff, and give a haste. I mean, it's pretty sweet. I think I'd still rather have the Duo. Duo makes really, wow, tough decisions for your opponent. That's an amazing card to get past too. All right, I think it's an easy Rabid Nos. It's a great card. Great removal. Lookout would actually be pretty good too, because we have a fair amount of, 5 drops to ramp into, but I'm going to take the Gnaw. Feel good about it. And it's actually, Rabid Gnaw is pretty sweet because it works with Challenger as well. Wait. Yeah, it works. All right, another take out the trash. Where are we at for creatures? 12. So we do need some more creatures. Finally get a pretty awesome raccoon there. We already have a Peerless Recycling. We do already have a take out the trash. Maybe just take some Expend here. Duo is pretty sweet with Tree Guard Duo. These work really well together. Give Trample and buff Huge. Maybe we just take a second one here. Yeah, these are just going to be so good synergistically. You just put it on the same creature and suddenly it's got Vigilance and Trample and it's huge. So we're at 14 creatures. We've got cuts to make. Great problem to have. So, could take another 2-drop with Charger, but I think we're going to take Duo just because it's a great card. Can block reasonably well. We have a good amount of non-creature spells. We have a good amount of Otters, oddly enough. It is a 3-drop, and Heaped Harvest would ramp us, but no, I'll take another Kindle Spark Duo. I think it's pretty good. All right, Agate Assault versus another Harnesser of Storms. That's kind of this card kind of goes off. We have a good amount of removal already. I could see just going off with the Harnesser of Storms. I mean, you could just get an absurd amount of extra cards each turn. This is a good sideboard card, especially given we don't really need any of this stuff. All right, I'll take Spark Shooter. It might make the deck. All these Kindle Spark duos. All right. So we'll see where we're at. This is an interesting deck. I think Wildfire Howl is an instant too, isn't it? Oh, it's a sorcery. Okay, whatever. That's all right. So, I don't know if we want to do the Pawn Prophet because it's double green. Granted, we already have some double green, but turn 2 double green doesn't seem totally necessary, and we have actual creatures to cut now, so we can cut Pawn Prophet. Hoarder's Overflow is starting to feel a little less necessary with 3 Harnesser of Storms. Like, we don't really need to expend and draw cards anymore. When you have 3 of these, you just are doing ridiculous things. So, and 3 duos too. I mean, that's kind of remarkable, actually. Howl with those guys is amazing too. Maybe we cut the High Stride. Might of the Meek is fine. It does work with Challenger. But so does Brawl and Rabid Gnaw. And they're probably better. And I think I like, well, that's a question. Do I like this? Just cantrips. How many mice do we have? We have 3 mice? Wow. It's more than I thought we did. Oh, let's cut the electricities. Yeah, we don't need this junk. We got better removal. I mean, it does turn on expend because now we only, well, I was going to say now we only have 6 cards that expend, but it's expend just counts for the whole turn. So that's not a big deal at all. And we have 18 creatures, so weakest creatures left. I mean, are probably the Chargers, but if I cut them, I basically don't have any 2-drops left, so I don't like that. Honestly, the problem is we have too many 3-drops. And no ramp. We kind of start slow. I may need to cut some non-creature spells, which makes Harnesser and Kindle Spark duo worse, but our otter count is 6 because of that. Still, it's pretty good. Like, I could see cutting Brew and Might. So that way we still have a shove and take out the trash as some cheap removal. And then I can keep the Chargers. Maybe I cut the Spark Shooter. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I actually like this card quite a bit, but I like Duo more. And I kind of want the Chargers for Offspring. Unfortunately, I don't think Offspring works for, because it's to cast spells, and this is an additional cost. It's just pay an additional as you cast, so I don't think it works for expend, unfortunately. Could see maybe cutting the Peerless Recycling. There's some goodies to get back though, but I feel like we don't need it. Once again, 3 Harnessers, 3 duos. I don't think we need it. That way I can keep the Chargers and the Challenger because I feel like I'm going to need them. And then I can keep shove and take out the trash. So I still have some cheap removal. And the Howl for inevitable board wipe against rabbits. Unfortunately, Duo does not survive Wildfire Howl alone. That's a bit challenging, but most everything else survives. So I could cut the Spark Shooter. I actually like the Spark Shooter, but I think I like our 3 drops more. All right. 9-8. Way more red than green, but we do need double green, which makes this a little tricky. Because unfortunately, 3 of our green spells are requiring double green, so thankfully most of our red requires just single red other than hugs, so that's nice too. All right, very odd deck, but I mean we have some very strong rares here, so this is a good looking deck. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, round 1 we'll play first. 1 green's not gonna work. This one will, and it looks good. I think we're ditching the Bruiser. That gives me 2-drop, a removal, and eventually a mythic. Do I play this on turn 2? I don't know yet. Now I kind of feel like I do. All right. I don't want to use Brawl on a Warren guard, especially since I can get Hugs out. I could do it next turn. He's in removal colors though, so maybe I try and hold off as long as I can. Oh, that's cool. That's a good draw. So let's go Duo. I'm getting for 4 here. If he has removal, I guess I'd rather him use it there than on Hugs. I'll take it. So we're kind of ahead on the race now, so. Oh, that was an amazing draw. Unfortunately, I can't put a counter on the Scrap Shooter, but we don't need to blow up artifacts or enchantments, so that'll work. So we'll play this first. I don't want to use Brawl on a Cleric. I could have, but I don't love it. All right. So now we can drop Big Man. We've got a lot of card draw cards, so I just want to be patient here. especially with our scrap shooter. I can start attacking with hugs pretty comfortably, I would say. You know, they're tapped out. It feels like a decent time to kill the glide dive duo. I wanted to save this for like our otter cards. But if they kill Scrap Shooter, they still have a reasonable chance to race us. So I'm going to slow that down. I don't really need to give them a fish. I mean, having a bigger dude is nice, but this is fine. We're just going to be playing it a little bit safer here. Oh, they have the all right, they have the +2/+2 indestructible card. Got it. Okay. So now I can do take out the trash. All right, so now I can I guess kill the mouse so Hugs doesn't die. And that way now I can block the Moonrise Cleric here too. Cleric. I could save the Challenger. So I'm going to take 5 here. Because I can block that later. I'm going to gain some life. Ooh, Rabbit Gnaw. There's a great one. So now we can do Challenger. Hit with these two. Yeah, we should be able to just really punish them here. They didn't even block the Emberheart Challenger. All right, well, that's great. Because now we can gnaw Challenger on Cleric. It's got prowess, yeah. All right, sweet. Let's see if we got any more reach creatures, huh? All right, Spark Shooter's in. High Stride's probably in. I think maybe I'll dump the Bruiser for the Spark Shooter. I mean, our late game has got to be better than theirs. Maybe I'll ditch the Shove. Didn't really show us any X1s anyway, other than tokens, so we can ditch that for a Stride. I mean, Conduct Electricity, it's just too expensive, I think. It does deal with all their stuff, and they have tokens we can kill, but I don't think it's worth it. It's too expensive. I like those swaps, I think. This has reach, too. Yeah, it actually blocks reasonably well. Yeah, I mean, the more reach, the merrier. They're basically all flyers. Maybe ditch a duo? Because it's still an otter, too. That's actually, that's pretty crazy, actually. That worked out. All right, we'll bring in all the reach. They want us to play first, which is pretty fascinating. I'm going to keep this because we have Agate Assault, but I need some help. I'm a little surprised they wanted us to play first. All right. So I think we'll assault the Stoat because I have more removal for turn 4. I can do the Charger with Offspring and feel okay about it. All right. It's fine. That was a good draw. Oh my god, what an amazing draw. Just in case they have spot removal. No, they Should not have done that. They should have just, they saw I was like, I mean, I just got a mitt full of cards. They had to have known that wasn't a good idea. So now we can brawl too. All right. Well, got some real lucky draws there. We'll see you round 2. All right, round 2. Play first. That's good hand. Another rabbit deck, huh? Having Wildfire Fire Howl in hand against a rabbit deck feels pretty good. That's very surprising block. Especially given that I'm not in I'm not in lizard colors. Although I suppose seeing a Harnesser of Storms is probably pretty surprising too. Lupin Flower Village is my least favorite of that cycle. I mean, I guess we can attack with the Harnessers. See if he actually blocks. Doubt he does, and then I could do Hugs and play a bunch of lands. Well, now I can't really do Wildfire Howl, so I guess I will do Hugs. But Tree Guard Duo's looking pretty sweet here. Makes sense. All right, so we can go Duo. And then get in for 5. If they block, that's pretty amazing for us. Now we get to shove, double exile. Wow. And then just land, brawl. Could give them the fish. I think I will. And make this a 2/5. I'm all right with that. kind of gives them a blocker, but giving me a 2/5 seems better. Especially given that I've got Howl in hand. Ooh. There's a strong one. Let's see. I don't want to deal with this. I think we'll just attack with these two. Because I kind of want to kill that war leader here. Ooh, that's a good one to find. Doesn't have lifelink though, so that's good. Let's see. I guess we block. Well, let's say I don't block and then they find removal for Scrap Shooter. Next turn I would take 6, but I'm going to be able to gain 3. I don't want them to get value off of that. I think I'll just block. I'm all right with that. I'm just going to gain life now. There we go. right. So, more reach again, maybe? They're a mix of rabbits and bats. Just a good mix. So I could bring in the spark shooter again. And maybe the harvester. Cut the duo. Cut the shove again. Well, the shove kills Star Charter. It's pretty good value. It might still be worth it to keep that one. Could cut the bruiser again. All right, that's probably fine. All right. All right, better mull this one. Keeping it. And I think we'll actually ditch the duo just because this has reach. This at least gives me something to play kind of early till I can find my third land. That way we can go harnesser into duo, find our fourth land. All right. So we'll do harnesser here. Another Star Charter, huh? All right. Well, I guess we smash. Could do the Challenger, but this is better use of mana and triggers this because we got to find our land. Yeah, that makes more sense. Guess we have to do another duo here, huh? All right, go to the next one here. Oh, I forgot the high stride. Yeah, we want that. Still want the shove. They have multiple star shooters. Maybe cut another 3-drop. Maybe just cut a duo. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'd rather keep the Kindle Sparks. I think I would. Just because they actually trigger the harnessers. I mean, giving trample is good with the other Vanguard, but I think we win the late game. It's good enough. Good enough. Let's see if we can get this spark shooter online, huh? Hopefully that's too slow for them. So I could hold off, but I'm not going to. We're just going to go balls to the wall here. That's fine. So, yeah, let me just do that. That one's going to be a little bit trickier. That's kind of nice, actually. All right, let's do. Well, that's interesting. So I could do the brawl now. Gift him a fish. I get an extra card until end of turn. I think I'm gonna wait on that. Take 5. So they can't do fell. Oh, it was actually a decent draw. Let's try the brawl first. Yeah. All right, that's cool. Then we can do the harnesser here. That's good. That'll give us some more long game opportunities, I think. Easy block here. I see. So they're going to get a bat out of this because of the conviction, but that's okay. All right. So I do kind of feel like we need to kill the duo. So maybe we do the assault first on that. I can attack with the challenger first. Oh, but this has, never mind, it's a sorcery. All right. Just don't want them gaining life off that conviction. Or convocation, rather. Looks like they are going to gain some life, huh? Yeah, convocation's winning them the game right now. We do have the harnesser, though. All right, so let's do the shove first. All right. It's only until end of turn, so we'll take our free card. They're just waiting for their mythic here. Understandably. All right. Well, they missed. I guess that's good. So we probably want to gnaw that charter. kind of need to save this for more harnesser action. Let's see, because if I play the second one, let's say I play the second one, 2, 4. That's a tough one. I might need it because they're at such a low life total. Yeah, I don't love it. That's a tough spot. There we go. So what are they hitting for in the air right now? 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can kill us next turn with this. So let's play a land. What kind of removal do I even have left? Oh, I wonder if I can... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we want to do 6, because that way I could potentially blow up the board. Yeah, that would be brutal. Let's do that. Oh my God. How lucky. Is there a 3 toughness I want to kill? No. Wow. That was incredible. Can't believe we beat that. All right, we'll see for round 3. All right, round 3. We'll play first. 1 lander. We will mull that. I'm going to keep this and probably ditch the playful shove is what I'm thinking. Although I could ditch a charger and have shove to draw me to my 4th land, but no, I'd rather have the creature. That's kind of funny. Vigilance actually works well with Duo. Sure. I mean, if they're going to use removal, I'm going to do the Duo first. If they're going to use removal, I'm happy they're using it on these things. Sure. I mean, we got our 2 strongest cards here coming up. So really want to rip the green so we can get that green shell down. I'll wait one more turn, I guess. If I don't draw the land, then I can Wildfire Howl the duo. Ooh. That's a tough one. Guess I'd rather have the green shell because of the reach. Well, I guess if I had howled and killed the duo, could have actually been worse off here, so. Oh, that thing's got menace. Yucky. All right. All right. Go to game 2 here. So he's got at least four agate assaults. And I think we're going to take out Playful Shove. Oh, he's got some strong cards in there. Wow. All right. So we'll ditch Playful Shove. We can bring in... High Stride is actually pretty awesome against Agate Assault, honestly. It's like a 1 mana, almost like a 1 mana counterspell for their 3 mana sorcery. It's not bad. Anything else? I mean, the Harvester has reach for their 3/3. That's not good enough. Huh. Yeah. Guess they just have a lot of removal, and unfortunately, our stuff is kind of clunky. All right, well, could bring in more creatures. Could do the Spark Shooter just dies to that too, though. All right. All right. We'll go to 5. That's a tough spot. Guess we keep it 5. Ditch the duo. Ditch the duo. So, unfortunately, I think our only path to victory was card advantage, which is kind of hard to do when you mull to 5, but we'll try it. I kind of want them to use removal on that instead. See if it happens. Yeah. I'm gonna wait. I kind of need to get. I can't really wait either, though. That's the problem, because you have to play it in the same turn as your non-creature spell. Yeah, I probably just needed to play it. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, I was going to say we already played our board wipe, but I guess we haven't yet. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Ended up going 2-1. We had some good matches. Let us do some pack one, pick ones, and call it a night. All right. Pack one, pick one. I mean, clearly, Season of the Burrow. Rabbit's an amazing archetype, and this card is super strong, super versatile. Mouse Trapper, yeah, I mean, it's got flash. I guess that's something. Nettleguard is sweet, cheap, and good tacker blocker with utility. Bandit's Talent, you know, makes him discard. It's okay. And Duo's not bad, and Squire, well, Bird Deck's kind of clunky, but all right, here, Mentor's pretty sweet. 3/5 Flying Vigilance is good. This Intrepid Rapid is sweet too. 2 bodies in 1 plus a combat trick. I really like this card. Spellgyre is too clunky to be good in this format. So Mentor versus Rabbit. It might actually be Rabbit, because then you're not, you know, committed to black-white. Yeah, I think I would actually take the Rabbit. This format is just very fast. Here, the Coyote probably. Actually, Rabid Gnaw maybe. They're both good. Rabid Gnaw is pretty amazing. So is the Coyote, though. This is also like a body. Yeah, it's a tough one. It is 5 mana. Coyote versus Gnaw. I mean, when in doubt, I think go with the cheaper thing. So I'd take the Rabid Gnaw. When in doubt, consider your format. If your format's fast, go for the cheaper thing. So Rabid Gnaw is pretty sweet, but Hired Claw is a good reason to go down the Lizard path. But is it better enough than Rabid Gnaw? Maybe not. Yeah. It's not like it's a great top deck. Yeah, I guess I'd take Rabid Gnaw again. Certainly over Banish Light. Trainer. Pay a bunch of mana, get a bunch of stuff. Otherwise, Mentor for the Rabbit deck is pretty sweet. It's got Trample too. Yeah, just take the Mentor. Be pretty happy about it. It's a huge upside. Lord for the Rabbit deck. This is a cool card because it works for so many different archetypes. Lizard Mouse, all the red archetypes, and basically makes them deal more damage. I really like that. The Host is sweet too, but I'd go with the rare on this one. That's worth it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.